Yes, Adele.
Yeah, hello.
Oh,
Hi, Adele, how are you?
Hi, Myra.
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 Hi.
Myra.
Where's Myra?
So cool. She appeared. She's on my
will
screen
be.
here.
If she
Yeah.
can.
I'm
Hi,
here.
Sonia. Hi, Adele.
Hi,
Oh,
Myra.
hello. How's
It's
everybody?
Vivian and Myra. Hello, Vivian and Myra.
Hi,
Good to
hi,
see you.
Josie.
Oh my
How are
God.
Gosh.
So
Wow. Wow.
cool. This is
I
incredible.
wish I could make the screen bigger. This is
On your
because I'm
phone
like,
or on your computer?
no, I'm on my phone. I got a new phone because the computer's been giving me a hard time. Maybe I should try and swap to that.
And otherwise, try scroll to the side, see if that
Hi,
helps you.
Vivian. Hello.
Donna.
Yes.
Hi,
I'm
hi,
also
Vivian.
using
Hi,
my
Dawn. Oh my God, so good to see you. Hi.
Speaking now, I
Who
have
am
no
I
idea.
looking
Hi, Viv.
Hi, Jenny.
How are you?
Oh my God, good, and you?
All
I'm
right.
right next to my
Hello,
best friend
Linton.
Eileen.
Where's Linton? Hello, Linton.
This is unbelievable.
Oh.
Derek looks
hi.
Come on,
serious.
Gary.
He's trying to
We
work
need a
out his
song from
equipment.
Gary.
Hi,
And there's
Melinda.
my Muffy. Hello, Muffy.
I'm doing it on the phone.
I couldn't see
Who am I looking
everybody.
Eleanor, I can see.
There's Linton.
Linton.
Hi, Linton. Oh my
Hi.
God. Hi. So good to see you.
Hi, Linton.
Gary,
No,
do
you
it.
can't.
You're blocking your face.
Your dog.
Why is it blocking me? Hang on. I'm not. Hang on. There we go.
Oh, there.
Gary. Good
Hi,
morning,
Gary.
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 Everybody.
Hi,
Gary.
You're going to sing?
4 o'clock in the morning.
You gotta know, I'm very dedicated. Eh? Wow, look at me. 4 in the morning.
4 o'clock. I admire you.
4 o'clock. Wow. Here it's 7 o'clock. We shouldn't complain.
1 a.m. here.
Yeah.
What happened to Gary?
Gary, are you singing for us?
Am I what?
Giving us a song.
Singing.
Oh my good. I can't
Who
even
did?
talk. It's so early in the morning. It's a hot water. Wait a second. Oh my God.
Yeah. Who picked
No, we have to hear you
Guys.
singing. Hello, Cecil.
How's it?
Happy
Hi,
birthday,
everyone.
Cecil.
Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday, Cecil.
Happy birthday. Birthday.
Oh, it's so nice.
And this is actually so
Oh,
exciting.
Hadassah. Oh
Isn't
my
it?
gosh. Hi.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So funny.
Really
It's
like
so
to Alan for me.
Melinda, turn your camera a little bit. I can only see half your face.
Lint, it's good to see you not in a Speedo.
Quite good not to see me in a Speedo these days. You're supposed to wear blinkers when you're on the beach, Cecil.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have my glasses on, so you're okay.
Well, no, you still remember.
I heard your voice.
Oh, okay.
How's it, Mara?
Hi, everybody.
Hi. So nice to see everybody. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Hi, Jen.
Hi. Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm good.
Good
How
to
are you
see
doing?
you. Good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So nice. I'm waiting for you to come back to Florida. You know, you're supposed to come and visit again.
You're
Been a
so
long time.
American. It sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Tell
I've
you,
been here
Josie,
December.
what time is
December
it
will
at
be
you?
45 years. 45 years.
does it?
It's
Yeah.
what time is it at you?
I'm in New Zealand at the moment. I've come from my brother's son's wedding. They've all got COVID. Wedding's meant to be tomorrow afternoon, but they've all got COVID. So it's 1 a.m. in the morning.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Have you got your
7 o'clock
pajamas
here.
on?
No, I didn't. I haven't been to sleep yet.
Vivian, where are you living today?
Vivian, me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Vivian.
Barbara.
Vivian's not here. I am living in Perth, Australia.
Oh,
Okay.
how nice.
Yeah.
My brother lives in Perth, Vivian.
Who?
He's Peter Lomas.
Haven't
He
come
lives there. He has he sells honey. He's
He
retired,
sells?
but
He's,
honey.
what does he? Honey.
He has beehives. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You must give me
maybe
his
you'd like-
number. I'll contact him. I haven't come across him.
Yeah,
wouldn't have
yeah.
known.
So he's got a daughter living in Perth and everything. So maybe
Oh
you could
my
meet the
goodness,
family.
that would be so nice. Well, let me tell you that it's been 45 degrees here, so
Oh my gosh.
it's been very hot.
Crazy.
But it's starting to fluctuate now, so we're going into autumn.
How does this work? Do we have an agenda? Do we is Gila going to say something, or do we just go around and introduce?
Hi.
Who is
How's it,
it?
Muffy.
Yeah, I just saw Muffy.
Hi, Muffy.
Muffy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Gila.
Hi, Gila.
Hi.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Hello,
We're
everybody.
on chatting
Can
for the
you hear
next
me?
10 or so minutes because we still need about 10 people to join. And then I'll mute you and I'll give you the
Shoshana.
instructions and how it goes. So chat for the
Okay.
next couple of minutes still.
Okay.
Okay,
Cecil, I just saw you as well.
Hi, Shoshana. Shoshana.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi.
Shoshana.
How
Hi,
you
darling.
doing?
Oh, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, Shoshana, you haven't.
I'm glad you can
Shoshana,
see and hear me.
You haven't changed one bit, Shoshana. You look exactly the same.
Oh, thank you. I feel older though.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
It happens to
Yeah,
all
Oh,
of
a
us.
little,
sudden we
just a
got-
little older. Hello,
we got
Sean.
older.
Sean.
Sean,
Hello,
where's
Sean.
I can't see
Hello,
her.
Sean.
At the bottom. She's down there at the bottom. She's
Oh,
coming
I
up.
can't
Connecting
get the
to
picture
audio.
of everyone in here. Oh my gosh.
I don't know
This is
if
awesome.
we're more than a certain amount, we're going to be on different pages. So I don't know how to
Yes.
win
We are ready.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Hi, Jill. Hi, Jill. How are you? Good, thanks. Lovely to see you. When's your next visit?
I don't know. I'm going to Paris soon for a wedding,
Wow.
so come and meet me in Paris.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah.
Oh, how
Not
lovely.
sure.
Hi, Adele.
Hello.
Oh, good to see everybody.
Hello.
Wow. Wow.
Eric, Sean.
I must say it's very good attendance for the first meeting, isn't it? This is great.
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
What a
Mara,
clock.
where are you?
I made
And
myself
all the
a
different
cup of
time changes.
tea so that
Beverly.
I can sip
Hi,
my
Bev.
tea.
It's 2:00 in the afternoon here, so I'm happy.
Okay. That sounds good. 7 o'clock was 7 o'clock here in the morning in Florida. And
Yeah,
Sundays
12
are
o'clock
sleeping
for
days,
me.
so it's good.
No, well, I'm in
Okay.
Israel, so it's the same time as South Africa, so I'm good right now.
And Gary, you in California, what time is it?
You'll notice I'm not talking much, which is unlikely because it's now 4 in the morning. So
Oh,
just
now
enjoying
that's
listening.
dedication for you.
Wow.
That is
Yeah, you should get a
dedication.
I want to be
medal.
voted the most dedicated attendant, please.
Yes,
And you will. You'll
Can I
get
be
the award.
dedicated too?
yes.
Oh, of course, Jonathan, sure. Up the road from me.
4 o'clock. No, not a morning person.
Hi,
No, that's
John.
not easy.
Oh my God. So good to see you. Wow. You're in San
Hi.
Diego, am I right?
Yeah. San
Hi,
Diego.
Beverly.
Nice. 4 o'clock in the
Beverly.
morning.
Daniel.
We need a little icon for our country where everybody is. Where do you think most people in Australia or the States?
According
Where
to my list so far, South Africa.
Yeah,
Israel.
I'm in Israel.
How many in South
Israel. First South Africa and then Israel.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. Very interesting. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's 5 of us in San Diego.
That's nice. Wow. Wow.
Well,
that's a country.
Right. Yeah.
Hi, Jonathan.
Where's Pierre?
Pierre attending.
Pierre's in hospital. He couldn't attend. He's working.
Oh,
How's
he's
it go?
Yeah.
Working's better than being in hospital.
No, yeah, sorry. Not in
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah,
He's
sorry.
actually
Hospital, thank you.
sorry.
Sounded
Yeah,
a bit
he's
worrying.
working.
Yeah.
Mark.
Mark,
Hello,
how are
Mark.
you?
Oh,
Everyone, hi. I'm in London. Hi.
hi,
Me
yeah,
too.
nice.
Hey,
Hi, Mark.
hey, it's good. It's
Hi,
good.
Mark.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Jen.
Wow, I mean,
Hi,
some of
Mark.
these faces, like, I haven't seen for such a long time.
Like
Yeah.
50
Just say
years.
hello.
Mark,
Some of them are,
Mark,
some
I'm
of you
also in
guys are
London.
last
We
when we
need to connect.
graduated
Eileen?
in 74.
Right.
Oh my God, it's a long time.
It's a long time ago.
It's gone quickly. That's sad.
Yeah.
David Kahn is in London, isn't he? David Kahn.
Yes, but
Yes, yes, in London.
his
Yeah.
wife
Oh,
is
there's
in
another
London.
San Diegan. Derek Lichter has arrived. Oh,
Derek.
The San Diegans are wrecking.
Hi.
I
Hi.
don't think you can hear us.
I'm also in London.
Cecil.
Are you Cecil? Why
Yeah,
did I
yeah,
think
I'm
you?
in
Oh,
London.
wow. Oh, why did I think you were still in South Africa? Wow.
I hope you're not wearing a Speedo there.
Oh.
Cecil, do you live in London now?
Yeah, we've sort of relocated here most of the time.
Oh, okay.
Don't make me sad. Say it a little bit at a time.
I wish I could say it a little.
Cecil, I haven't seen you since I last saw you in Shull, at Greenside Shull.
Yeah,
Now there are 900 apartments, 90 apartments being built there, and
no.
none of us are there.
Exactly.
What
That was
happened to
20
the
years
shoe?
ago.
What happened to
The
the
Shull
show?
is still,
No, the
the
show's
Shull is
continuing
still
for the
there.
moment.
It's still going, but they sold off a whole section of the
Yeah, they
ground.
needed money, so that's how
Oh,
they do it in
wow.
South Africa.
That's sad.
They sell off half the
It
property.
is.
Yeah.
They didn't really need it.
Sounds familiar.
How's it, Joshi?
How you doing, Adonna?
Josh, it's so good to see you. Oh my God. And I admire you going to Israel like just recently like that. Wow. I had a hard time coming to America and I was 21. So I couldn't imagine moving now, but you guys are brave.
No, the only thing that's difficult is the language.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Okay.
it's fine.
Fine. Good. Good.
But
I
you
mean,
Oh, you look good.
I've been in Haifa for 2 weeks. I came back an hour ago.
Very nice. Wow. Nice. Yeah, we went to see the kids, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
The advantage in Israel is you understand the language, but you speak with an accent. So
Yeah.
if you don't, you understood it, but you don't want them to know, you say to them, I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
understand, and they believe you. Because
Yeah.
you
Well, that's
have
exactly
such a bad accent.
That's exactly it. You say alom and ani lo mavina, and they try to
Yeah.
talk English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you say,
I'm
"Ani
going
lo
to say
mavina."
unlimited permit. And everyone laughs and I get away with murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But where I live, I need to be able to speak Russian, and that's
I
not going to
remember
happen.
you telling me.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
That reminds me of the
Yes, I
joke. What's the
remember.
second language in Israel?
Russian,
No, Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Hebrew, Hebrew, and then
Good one,
Russian, and then
Hadassah.
maybe Arabic.
But I remember you
Just
telling
taken
me
a
that
back seat.
before you left, Shosh, that you were going to an area where there were a lot of Russians.
It doesn't matter where you are. I mean, as I say, in Haifa, every second person speaking Russian.
They're Russian around. What can I tell you?
What can I say?
I like that. Oh, wow.
Vivian, you also haven't changed.
Oh, who said that? You're my best friend.
Adonna.
That's so not true. I've changed quite a bit, but thank you.
Not that much. I mean, I haven't seen you in years, but I recognize you.
Thank you. Well, that's good, I suppose.
And Arlene, I see irregularly, so I recognize her.
Yeah, the only two left in Johannesburg.
Eleanor, I see.
Sorry,
Sometimes.
Linton, do you see who's on the chat?
Eleanor looks exactly the same.
Eleanor,
I know
Eleanor
most
hasn't
of
changed.
little Eleanor.
Gary, give us
Thank
a
And
you.
then
song,
you'll
Gary.
stay
Give
with
us a
me the
song.
last time she was here.
Oh my God, look who's there. It's the
It's
wolf.
the
You
wolf.
promise. Come on.
Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
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 Oh
Great to
my
see
goodness. So nice to see you.
Simon on.
I remember you all so well. In my very
Oh
first
my
year
gosh.
at the school.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, Mr. Wolf.
Hi, Mr. Wolf. Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for
awesome.
joining. Oh my goodness.
I can't remember any of my Latin. I know I must.
A moment, Matt.
It's gone.
Hi. So nice.
Wow.
My goodness me.
So many years.
Good
I
to
remember you
see
all.
the bones.
Very good to see you.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Where's Linton?
Only
He's
three of
coming.
us in New York, right,
Where
Moppy?
has Linton gone? He's gone now. He
I'm
was
back. I'm
here.
back. I'm back.
There he is.
Linton's
Yes,
there.
Linton.
Did you come back, Linton?
I think so.
Yeah.
Linton, do you see who's on the
Mr.
group?
Wolf is here.
Pardon?
The
Mr.
wolves
Wolf.
are here.
Say
Right
hello
at
to
the
Mr. and
bottom.
Mrs. Wolf.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That makes
Isn't
my
it?
day.
Wow.
Welcome. Welcome.
It's just
Right,
a
I
little
think we should.
difficult to adjust to some with no hair, some with lots of grey hair.
Yep.
The faces
Right.
are the same. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Gosh.
That's a long time.
Hey.
Myra,
Gosh.
I must wish you for your mom.
Thank you so much, Barbara. I appreciate it. And
Wow.
I did your email. Thank you.
I remember her very, very well. She was a regular visitor.
I'm sure. And she used to call the school regularly. It's not like that in the States. They don't like the parents to call here.
Yeah. You don't do anything here.
Love that about King David.
All right, I think we should start. All right.
Okay.
My name is Gilla.
Thank you,
Okay,
Gilla.
I'm going to mute everybody. Okay. My name's Gilla. I work for the King David Schools Foundation. I did not attend King David, unfortunately. I come from a little dorpy called Parys. However, I've been at the foundation for 15 years, and one of my little pet passions or projects is doing all the reunions. So I'm very lucky I get to do 9 of them a year, including, so it's 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10, or sometimes 10. Right. Each person is going to have 2 to 3 minutes to talk about themselves. If you want to share a funny story, where you are, what you're doing, your children, whatever you feel like talking about, for 3 minutes. I'm going to show you a little video and then we'll carry on talking. I'd like to start with Cecil, as he's got to run. And then if you're all okay with people in New Zealand, Australia, and then we can mix it up. All right. Cecil, are you here? I think he's ducked out. All right.
Yeah,
Cec,
yeah.
how's it?
How's it? Well, thanks, Gilla. I wasn't expecting to go first, even though
I
I've
know,
got
but Martine said you've got a very little bit of time.
I've got a birthday lunch she organized, so I can't be too late for that.
Exactly.
But it's a very special day to be together with so many of my ex-Davidians that I spent so many years of my life with. And it's just incredible. I can't believe that I'm turning 67 today, and just looking back on the school and how impressionable those days were and the impact that it's made on my lives. And it's just wonderful to see Barbara and Jeffrey, who over the years I've had quite a lot to do with. And just going forward, just from school days, I mean, the best decision I think I made was to settle down at the age of 34 and stop the carefree bachelor life and marry my dear wife, Martine, who came with a package when I got married. She had a daughter, Stephanie, already from a prior marriage. We've had another one, Romy, since, who's now over 32, graduated, was a lawyer at Cambridge, and 2 gorgeous little grandchildren. I mean, life changed for me after COVID when we decided, I mean, it was easy to move. So we relocated to London. And fortunately, I was able seamlessly to carry on with what I was doing as a lawyer. So I carry on working for the South African law firm that I'm with. And we've got a lot of family and friends here, and getting involved in the community has really been great. I mean, I've tried to keep up with as many of the classmates as possible. It was great going to a King David School Foundation function in London. It was about 3 months ago. I saw David Masher for the first time. Hadn't seen him since school days. And my word is, as Jeffrey said, how we all change. Some of us have got grey, some of us look a bit the same. But I think intrinsically we're all the same. I mean, another, I suppose, momentous decision I made was to get involved when my kids were at King David Victory Park, was to get involved with the board. And I joined the King David School Foundation a bit later. But they were great times. I mean, I came on at the time when they were about to close. There was a rumor that they wanted to close the Victory Park campus. And at that stage, I don't know if Derek Price is on the call, but it was his brother Max who had nominated me. And together we went on a journey and created an incredible vision and strategy for the schools to put them in the place where they are today as a very sustainable and viable school for many years to come. So it's nice to celebrate the success of the school and where we are today. And just to know that the foundation of which Gila is part of and helping run has today raised close on 500 million rand for the future of the school. As we've got more and more high net worth people leaving the country, I mean, there's a big community that's not going to leave. And it's fantastic to know that the school's in a very good position, and its sort of standards of excellence will carry on for many years to come. I think I've said enough for the moment, Gila.
Thank you. I appreciate it
and
and putting you on the spot. Next, I'm going to ask Josie to speak. It's already midnight. Oopsie, unmute yourself. Let me help you. Can you unmute?
Mute. Yep. Thank you.
There you
Hello.
go. Hi.
It's 1:30 a.m. in the morning.
What's
Can
Monday
you
like?
hear me? No, yes, Monday morning. It's going into Monday morning.
Yeah.
Now I can only see myself. Can I get out of? Oh, now I've gone completely away.
Oh, we can see and hear you.
Okay, so I can't really see anyone else now, which is a pity. But anyway.
Are you on your phone?
I am on my phone, yeah.
I think you have to scroll to the side. I'm not 100% sure.
I saw everybody before. What a pity.
You're on gallery, you're on speaker. So whoever speaks, you see as a full one.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so I live in Sydney, but I'm in New Zealand for a couple of days. Come for my nephew's wedding tomorrow afternoon. But as I was saying, the bride-to-be's got COVID, her mum's got COVID, so I'm not sure if the wedding's going to go ahead. What I wanted to say is just some memories of King David. I remember actually having a reunion here in Sydney more than 10, maybe 15 years ago, and we had the meeting at the Randwick Racecourse. There were so many people flew in from Melbourne and wherever. I remember seeing, I think, Anne, didn't you come to that reunion? Anne?
He's showing you thumbs up.
Oh, sorry, I can't see. Anyway, so there were people from all over. Every year was there, and I saw this very attractive woman, and she was very familiar. And I thought, I wonder what year she's in. I can't remember. Anyway, it turned out to be Mrs. Wolf. She wasn't a student; she was our teacher. So that was quite amazing, I think, for Mrs. Wolf. And I also remember having a reunion at after Ulpan. We were at Shfaya, and the other Mr. Wolf came with us. And I remember we had this reunion, must have been, yeah. I did 3 years of fine arts at university, and then I married my husband, Graham. And I think I was pregnant at that reunion. And Mr. Wolf turned around and he said, gosh, you could all still be in my matric class, except for you, Josie. You're pregnant, you know. I wouldn't like you all to be pregnant in matric. So yeah, they're happy, happy years. My mum always said, your school years will be your best years. And we didn't really think so at the time, but boy, when we look back now, for sure.
Thanks, Josie. David, Matra, do you want to go next? And then Evan? David? Let me unmute you. Are you able to do it? There we go. Oh, it's back on. Can you click it?
Can you hear me
There we
now?
go. Hello. Hi,
Hello.
David. Nice seeing you again.
Yes. Look, I'm afraid I'm a bit exhausted. I only came back from the north of Australia a couple of hours ago. I had a shower and I'm in my pajamas. I can't keep up with Cecil. He's done so much for the school. It makes me feel as though I shouldn't really even be here. But anyway,
nonsense.
Lived in Melbourne for the last 42 years. 42 years. I've been married for 44 years to the same long-suffering wife. I have 3 wonderful little sons who are now 29 to 35 and about 6'1" to 6'5". So they're no longer little. And this year was a great year because we became grandparents to a now 9-month-old grandson called Asher, who's really wonderful. I've passed my use-by date, but I'm still working full-time, and I think I need to do something about it. Otherwise, what can I say? Australia is a good place to live, and it's treated us well. It's not the most dynamic place, and I do like to travel quite often. I spend a lot of time in London whenever I can. My parents lived there until they died. But even since then, I go there quite often. And person I'm in touch with regularly is David Conn. And he couldn't be here today because his wife has just come back from hospital. He's bringing her back today. She had a hip replacement. When I look at the names, there are quite a few people that I have seen. And Josie last I bumped into on the, I think it was on during COVID when Josie joined our shul for a pre-Yom Kippur Zoom meeting.
That's
I
right.
think that was
That's
the
right.
time I saw you. Eleanor I saw in Israel together with quite a few of the Israeli clan, and Derek Price made it all happen. I've seen Adele a couple of times in London and once with Jenny. Evan I've seen in Melbourne. Vivian visited us. Mark I saw not terribly long ago in London. Hadassah part of the meeting, and I've been in touch with Mr. Wolf, who was one of my favourite teachers, and Barbara as well. And I think there are quite a few others. I've seen Pierre. Who else have I seen? I've seen Jonathan Max. Is he here now?
He is.
I can't see him. But anyway, I've seen him quite a few times. And Michael Zagnov, I've seen him quite often, and he visits Australia not infrequently. And he was here in Melbourne for a few days, a couple of years ago. So it's nice to see the rest of everybody, and I'm be interested to hear what people have done and what you've got to say.
Lovely. Thanks, David. Will we be seeing you in March at our function in Melbourne?
It's possible, but I I'm going to the American Academy at the same
Wow.
time, which starts the day after. So I suspect the answer is probably no, but I haven't made
dear.
up my mind for certain.
Oh, sure. Wait, okay. Well, we'll hope. Anne, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were in New Zealand. Please, will you speak? Evan, will you speak after Anne? Thank you. Hi, Anne.
Hi. Thanks for letting me speak. It's now 1:30 a.m. So I'm a bit of a night bird, but we'll see how long I keep going. So we've been in New Zealand for almost 24 years and came over with our two sons. They were at King David Primary before we came over. And yeah, so I still work full time and as medication safety specialist pharmacist at a really busy large hospital in Auckland. And my husband still runs his business, so we're very busy. Our one son, Evan, he's almost 35. He lives in New York, in Brooklyn. And I saw Mara once when I went over when he was studying at Columbia. So yeah, he works for a hedge fund over there and he's married to an American and they live in Brooklyn. The son, Aaron, still lives in Auckland. And I'm waiting for grandkids eagerly, but I'm told to not rush it. And what else can I tell you? So yeah, I remember King David fondly. I remember once with my winter uniform on. It's a bit of a strange, funny story. And I had shortish hair there, and Mr. Rabinowitz came up behind me and said, "You boy, get a haircut." And then I turned around and he did feel a bit sheepish. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange story. What else can I tell you? Yeah, so in my spare time, I love doing Tai Chi and the cane form stuff, which is fighting sticks. So if you can imagine that, it's really good fun. And I do a lot of genealogy as well. So that's great. It's my big hobby. It takes up a lot of time and I don't have a lot of spare time. Yeah, so it's awesome seeing you all again. I did see Josie at the reunion. And a couple of other people might have been there as well from Australia. And yeah, just great to see you all. Thanks for the opportunity to get together again after 50 years, and maybe we'd see you after 60 as well.
Please God. And thank you for staying awake. Hi, Evan.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see everyone. I live in Melbourne, Australia. I've been here for about 27 years. I've seen David once or twice, I think David, I can't remember, but I've bumped into a few people. Strangely enough, I bumped one day into Mandy Bergman. I don't think anybody remembers her. And I saw her once. Oh, and Shirley Whitzer. When I went to the first parent-teachers thing at the school I go to, and she walked in, and I said, "Shirley," and she said, "Evan," after 40 years. It was amazing. And she lives around the corner, not far from me, but I don't see her much. Yeah, I've been married for 43 years or something. I don't keep score of that. I've got 3 kids. The eldest is 37. And all the way down to 32, I think. I've been lucky enough to, I've sort of reduced my hours down to about 3 hours every fortnight now. And my last few clients are just working their way through, and then I'm doing my hobbies full time, which is fun. I was lucky enough to catch up with Derek and Gary Lewis and Joff in San Diego not that long ago. It was about, what, 3 or 4 months ago, which was cool fun because I hadn't seen these guys for a long time. I did go to that reunion in Sydney. I think it was more than 15 years ago, Josie. And then I came to your house one time, remember?
I do vaguely.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. And I'm still friends with Colin. And so we chat every couple of months. We have a 1.5 hour catch up or something. And yeah, my life is pretty boring, which is good. So, okay. I'll yield.
Boring is good. We don't need excitement. Eleanor, then Vivian, and then Philip, please.
Hey, all right, it's my turn. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay, because I can just see the symbol of King David School Foundation on my screen.
Oh, that's me.
Okay. All right. Well, hi. I think I'm far away from everybody. I'm in Brazil. I came to South America a long time ago because I married a Brazilian. When I left school, I went to live in Israel. I immigrated to Israel, and in Jerusalem, I met a Brazilian. I was
Hi,
on
Gilla.
Macon. I was on
Hold on a second.
Macon.
Let's go check that out.
Sorry, Gela. I was on Macon Lemadichim Chutz Laaretz, and then I went to do Mechina. And so I met the Brazilian, and we came back to Rio de Janeiro to get married. We got married in Copacabana at the synagogue here. And we had 3 awesome sons. We got divorced about 20, we were married for 22 years, which were very good years. And I have 3 wonderful sons. 2 of them live in Israel, in Haifa. That one graduated at the Technion. I'm very proud. And he's a mechanical engineer, and he works, I think he's got an important job. I'm proud. I'm a proud mother. And so I have 2 in Israel, one's 40 and the other's 38. And I have one that lives, Daniel, who lives in Rio de Janeiro. So there's Jonathan, Gabriel, and Daniel. And I work at the American school in Rio de Janeiro. I didn't get away from school. I'm a 3rd grade teacher, and I've been teaching at the American school for 36 years. Before that, I taught at a course, English as a second language for 8 years. So I've been teaching for 44 years, and I continue. I'm the oldest lower school teacher at our school, and they say I'm a legend, and I'm there to stay. So I go to gym and I do dancing. At the moment, I'm doing Zumba. I like to dance samba and all different dances. I used to be a ballroom dancer in Rio, but now I prefer Zumba, dance on my own. I love to travel. My mother lives in Somerset West in Cape Town, in the Cape. So I come to South Africa every year to be with my mother. I stay at the retirement home and I help her out. So when I did go to Joburg, I met up with Adele and Arlene Nepi and Shoshana when she was in South Africa, and Colin Levine and Daniel Mehta when he was in Joburg, and Dina Baumhoff when she was in the Cape. And when I went to the US, I met up with Gary and John Baumhoff. And when I go to Israel, I meet my dear friend Beverly Bates, Beverly Abarbornell, who's here, and Michelle and Derek and Hadassah, and David Mache was there visiting, and Kevin Hadassan. And so I meet up with as many friends as I can, because down here in Rio, I think it was Pierre Lotzov that came down once. And Beverly came. Oh, and Josie, you came once. We bumped into each other in the shopping mall. So if anyone comes down to Rio, please look me up. I'd love to see all of you, because I think I'm the only one in South America, far away from everyone. Yeah, but it's great to see you all. And I miss all of you so much because my life is so different here. And I think I haven't really participated in your lives and in your reunions and in things that happened after school. I've been very distant, and it's good to see you all.
Thank you so much. One of my bucket lists is to come to the carnival, so we shall see.
You're welcome.
Philip, Vivian, want to speak?
Which one, Vivian or Philip?
Go for it, Viv.
Thank you. I have lived in Perth for 25 years. I tried to use my Latin skills. I became a lawyer after school. We had a very, very crazy lecturer at uni. But yeah, so I absolutely hated law. I didn't mind my articles because I used to run upstairs to Cecil Wolfson and complain about my job. But other than that, I hated it and decided to go into mediation and conciliation and do alternative dispute resolution. But my biggest achievement was, of course, to marry my husband, Greg, who is also a lawyer, and to have our two beautiful kids who are 25 and 27. So I live in Perth, and my son now lives in Melbourne, and my daughter lives in Sydney. So we've got Australia covered. Makes absolute sense. But yeah, it's really hard to have immigrated and have your kids live away. But yeah, that's what everyone does, apparently. Other than that, I have been lucky over the years. I saw Hadassah in Israel, and I've seen Josie once in Perth. I have been in Philip, and I have seen each other a few times. As David said, I've seen him a couple of times. I speak to Gary Lewis all the time. He steals all my birthday greetings that I do. He jumps on them, but we have a lot of fun. And just so good to see all of you, and everyone just looks the same. It's amazing. It's like, where did 50 years go? It feels like 2 years. You know, it's just, that's really all I can say about myself. Just so good to see my friend Arlene. I used to spend so much time every weekend with her in Sandown riding horses. Well, she rode and I watched. But yes, thank you. It's just amazing. Hello, Simon. I see you down there. I missed you in Israel.
Thank you so much. Hi, Philip. Philip, are you able to unmute?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. How's it?
Hi, I've been in Australia since 2002, in Melbourne since 2006. Before that, I tried living in Israel. I lived in London. I lived in New York and back to South Africa. And having no interest in Australia whatsoever, I got made a job offer which brought me here. And I've been here since. I left Australia for about 2 years to go and set up a business in Thailand, of all places. And I've now become a drug dealer, which I don't tell people at airports, but effectively I have a buyers club type website selling generic medicine to people all over the world. That was after a long career in timeshare sales, investment properties, mortgages, everything other than pharmaceuticals. I have a son who lives in Cape Town. He's married. He's 36. Very happy in Cape Town, not interested in coming to Australia. Through my travels, I've been very, very fortunate to meet up with a lot of our ex-classmates, Eileen, Josie, Anne, Colin, Jenny in America, Joan in Boston, I've seen a couple of times. Linton, I'm very friendly with Larry Coleman in Sydney, who sends apologies, by the way. Josie, it's been fantastic seeing so many people, but the funniest meeting of all was seeing Jonathan Lax in Melbourne while he was doing his family's laundry. And don't ask me any more questions about that. I'm now on my third marriage, third time lucky. We've been married since 2018 and very happy in Melbourne.
Good. Thank you so much for coming on. I think I'm going to show you quickly a little video. And then if you want to speak next, then just put your hand up. But in the meantime, I just want to show you what is going on at the school. One second, here we go. Hear and see it.
King David schools are 75 years old. But we don't look our age, and we certainly don't act it. Our campuses are pumping with energy, excitement, and youthful exuberance, and filled with song, laughter, learning, play, and growth. You might say we are forever young. Born in 1948, we started out with just 40 children.
I can hear it. Amazing. Thank you.
Today, we are a community of thousands. Alumni, staff, parents, teachers, and students, including over 500 children without means, and the donors who make it all possible.
King David, it instills everything in me. I mean, it's my childhood. It's given me the skills and the values to succeed in life. I was a King David boy through and through, and obviously loving school, had great friends, always on the sports field, and try to get involved as much as I could. In grade 9, unfortunately, my family started to see some financial hardships, and we started to look into other options. The school foundation, it's given to those who are in need. It's a real privilege to be at the school, and I knew that myself, and I'd had 2 younger sisters who were in the primary school at the time. They were also offered subsidies, which definitely helped my parents afford school fees as well. Obviously, for me, I got a full scholarship, which really, really helped, and that was just incredible at the time. You know, life is very expensive, and being able to take that strain off of school was just an incredible privilege. Mr. Wolf would check in every now and then, go to his office, have a chat. He's just checking up on me, seeing that everything's okay, that my basic needs are taken care of, and that I'm enjoying my time at the school. And for me, that was really amazing.
We educate over 2,700 learners in 10 schools across 5 campuses. This includes King David Ariel, the first and only Jewish remedial school in South Africa. New generations are constantly pouring through our doors. They are our fountain of youth. Preparing new generations for an ever-changing future keeps us on our toes. We're constantly reinventing our spaces, embracing new technologies, and teaching methodologies. And the friendships that are forged at school often last a lifetime. Becoming a global network of people who have your back.
Building data sightings into something that's really world-renowned now. We reach, billions of people a year from all over the world. I've gotten to really meet some amazing people and had incredible opportunities. When I was in matric and I was studying for prelims, I got nominated for the Jewish Achievers Award for later sightings. And that night when I got it literally at the table before I received the award, I was busy studying for maths. And so everything like throughout my whole life was just like, you know, balancing later sightings with school. But when I got that award, I thank King David as like a big part of why I was standing there receiving that award. They allowed me to pursue later sightings and do it during school. They were such a vital part of who I am today. Everyone at King David around me was striving to do well, whether it's at school and life. I always felt amazing to be part of that, and it really gives every kid that opportunity to surround himself with, you know, with excellence and people who are striving to really do well and, you know, in their future. And I think, you know, that's one of the best parts of King David. It was really incredible.
For 75 years, as much as the world and South Africa has changed, one thing has remained constant: the excellence of our schools.
Let me start off by just saying how grateful I am to be part of the King David school system. I'm a product of the school system. I guess everything I've learned has come from the school, and I'm really grateful for it. You know, over the years, it's important to understand the King David schools have actually got better. As the environment has got more complex and to an extent, in some ways has declined, the King David school system has got better. Despite a year of just considerable load shedding, the economy actually grew, which is quite remarkable. And I think it really illustrates the power of the people of the country, and central to that is the Jewish community. It's a community that has made an amazing impact and continues to be important in every aspect of the environment, of working through problems or being at the front end of every single issue. So the Jewish community is remarkable and resilient. King David in that context is fundamental. Keeping it brilliant is a fundamental issue to the sustainability of the community. Understand this, it's kind of like an orchestra that works together. If you have a great school, the school is sustainable and has sufficient money to fund people who can't pay. So this very complicated issue of the school system having to be both brilliant and a community school at the same time. I think the school system has done remarkably well in that regard. The results, the graduation of our children, they are qualified to do anything in the world that they want to do, no matter how you look at the data, no matter how you cut it. The schools are incredible. But at the same time, any person who cannot afford to get into the schools is paid for through the subsidy system. It is sustainable, it's been kept in a very disciplined way. So the school system really is kind of straddling both brilliance and making sure that it can do what it needs to do as a community school. We have to keep it that way, and that's important. In the same way, if the schools were to somehow atrophy over time, the community would atrophy. So the whole thing is interconnected and very complex. And at the core of that is making sure that our schools are brilliant, excellent, and sustainable. And therefore, I would make an appeal to you to understand the importance of the schools, to support them, help us build the schools, help us build the community. It's been a wonderful, remarkable 75 years. I congratulate the schools for what they've achieved. They're very much proud to be part of it.
A huge part of our mission is to transmit 4,000 years of Jewish heritage in a modern, relevant way. And this is the secret of our youthfulness. Here, we teach our ancient, sacred Jewish values so that our children can build a new, better, and kinder society. Here, we ignite each child's unique spark so that they can illuminate the world. We are King David Schools, and we are forever young.
I hope you enjoyed that video. I think it's very precious, and it shows just how nicely our schools are maintained and well kept. And as Adrian Gore was saying, that we are a community school, and as we're a community school, we do not turn any child away. Currently, we have over 500 students that are on some form of subsidy. There are quite a few people who have passed away in your year. If you'd like, we can start a subsidy fund, a subsidy scholarship for a pupil at Victory Park and it will be the child of the class of Victory Park 74. Think about it. I'll put the details for the bank details on the chat, and I'll email it as well. And you can get a tax break in Australia, America, Canada, now Israel, South Africa, the UK. So you can definitely get your tax back. And Max Price once said, sometimes you have to pay it back so the next generation can pay it forward. Something to think about. Who would like to chat next? Hi, Myra.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Great to see you. So I moved here in 1981. I came on a scholarship to study social work at Columbia, and I ended up getting a master's and a PhD. And I must say, my WITS degree stood me in very good stead. I was, ahead of the other people in the class. I always wanted to go into medical social work, and I ended up working at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, which was a goal of mine, for about 10 years. I currently still consider myself to be a social worker, but I went into teaching. I teach physicians and social workers, and I design training programs and train people all over the country. I married an American. We have a daughter who's 28, Susanna. My husband is a lawyer. He mainly works in hedge funds, which I have to sort of periodically read up as to what they actually are and what they do. But that's his line of work. And my daughter is currently clerking for a judge. She wants to go into I think that kind of work. She worked at the Department of Justice, and she's working in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. I have two brothers, Neville and Colin. Neville, fortunately for me, moved to New York and lives about 10 minutes away from me, which makes a big difference. We do all the holidays together. And my brother Colin still lives in South Africa. So I've kept in touch with a lot of you. Not enough. I feel like I'm always rushing in and out of places. But Adele, I'm coming to South Africa in May, and I hope you'll be there so we can get together and maybe get some other people together coming for my mom's unveiling. Last year, I went to 5 weddings out of town, and I went to 5 meetings where I presented all over the country, and that to me is a great year. So no plans to retire, but would like to just keep traveling. I did go to a reunion in New York. I saw Murphy there and many, many other people for King David. It was really fantastic. We had 90 people come in, and it was from the tri-state area around New York, and it was really a wonderful event. I'm very grateful to all of you and for my education that I had, and to the Wolves. I don't think that they make them like that anymore. But I think that the foundation that we got is really something that travels with us throughout life. So wonderful to see everybody. And anybody comes to New York, please look me up. I'd love to see you.
Myra, if you can give me more accurate dates, then maybe we can try and get everybody together. We can go to an assembly at the school, or we can have a lunch at the school. And then whoever's in Joburg and able to come, we'll plan around.
That would be fantastic. I'd love to do that, and I have the dates.
Amazing. Will you WhatsApp me?
Will do.
Right. Mr. and Mrs. Wolf, do you want to say hi? Sat next to the late Elliot for 13 years. I was very lucky. We shared an office. Can you unmute, Barbara? See.
Yeah.
There we go. Hello.
So it's quite mind-boggling to look back over all these years and look at faces that you know so well, but haven't seen for so many years. I stopped my work at the King David schools at the end of 1998. I had been headmaster there already for nearly 30 years, and I just felt that I had done my bit and wanted to try other things. I didn't move out of education. The Board of Education used me then to do teacher assessment and inspection for 2 years, and then on my 65th birthday, I had to retire. A post became available in a girls' school, an Anglican girls' school, where they were still teaching Latin. It existed in your time, St. Mary's in Waverley, and I taught there in my own little department for 22 years. So I actually only came out of education very close to my 86th birthday. But it is something that I've missed so much in the time that I have been fully retired, although I understand it was the right thing to do at the time. My late brother passed away at the end of that year, and it was sort of underlining the fact to me that we're not immortal, and we've got to make hay while the sun shines. We've got to grab the opportunity when you have it. You don't want to be tied to something that prevents you from doing the other things that you might be wanting to do. So I've been in retirement now for 2 years. We're going to move out of our home, which we've occupied now for 55 years. At the end of this year, we're moving into senior living complex. So we've got to scale down tremendously. We have 3 children. Yes, you were 74, so we had 3 already by the time you were in matric. Melissa was born, she was born in 75, so the year after you matriculated. Melissa and our middle son, Graham, are still here in South Africa. Both have done very, very well. Our eldest son went on Aliyah in 1989 to do his degree at the Technion in Haifa. He graduated there and then came back with his wife-to-be, stayed with us for 6 months and then returned to Israel. He's doing very well in biomedical engineering there in a startup company. They live in a place called Yokneam, which has grown into be a little city about 20 minutes out of Haifa on the south side in the Carmel Hills.
They've got 3 boys.
They have 3 boys. 2 of them are now at university. The eldest is 27, and he's studying at Imperial College in London. The middle one started his degree this year, but only late because of the war that postponed all kind of study until almost the end of December. And then their 3rd son, which they hoped was going to be a little girl, is now still at school there. Graham has a son who's an actuary and a girl who's now doing a BCom. Melissa's daughter is in her 2nd year of a BA law, and her younger one is still at the school at Victory Park in grade 10, which would have been your equivalent of what, Form 3? Yeah. We've led very full lives. We've traveled quite a bit. Israel, of course, always on the list. And we're so lucky. We've got to be so grateful that we still think coherently, we can drive, we can live independent lives. I've just turned 88, so time has moved. Perhaps Barbara will want to fill in with some of the other things, but so wonderful to see you all after this very, very long interval. Of course, I have had contact with some of you. Cecil, while he was still here, Linton regularly, David in Melbourne. We often are on the telephone to each other, and that is wonderfully refreshing to keep up to date with some of the news about all of you. Keep well, all of you, and look after yourselves.
Well, Jeffrey told you most of what we need to tell you. I finished up at the school eventually as deputy principal. But then in 2000, I actually left the school and went into retail for about 10 years. And after that, I was drawn back into the school, not to teach, but to do quite a lot of public speaking and to help again with the drama. We had some very talented pupils, including Myra's niece, Laurie Glashen, who I'm pleased to see is pursuing that as a career. I remember all of you, because you were actually in my very first year of teaching at King David. We've seen Dan Price. We had a reunion in Israel some years ago, and Dan was there. Linton quite frequently. An amusing story is I didn't see him for many years, and then I had to have an X-ray, and I didn't know he was a partner at that practice, but I had the X-ray, and this man came out to tell me I needed a hip replacement, and I looked up, and it was Linton. And we have seen him pretty often since then, and he's got 2 wonderful boys and a lovely wife, but I'm sure he'll tell you all about that. Vivian, occasionally we keep in touch on Facebook. It's just lovely seeing you all. I remember you all. I remember where you lived. I remember your siblings. Melinda's only halfway. I can't see your whole face, Melinda, but
There you are.
She did come. I was serving at the tuck shop for a while as a paid employee, and Melinda came there to speak to Michael Block, who was running the tuck shop. And I know she's done very well as an architect. Derek, I've seen at Linton's bar mitzvahs. Derek's always been there, and I've seen Derek and his wife, who used to teach at Lingsfield. Jenny, I know, is married to Alan. Adele, I haven't seen for a long time, but Zelda we have seen occasionally. And Michael, my grandson has a girlfriend whose brother is married to Stanley's daughter. So there's a connection there. It's just lovely seeing you all. Gary Lewis, I see you on Cheryl Sarnak's Facebook page sometimes. And David we speak to, and we hope to see him in July in London. We'll see what's going to happen. Because we'd like to visit our grandson who's studying there. He was at the Technion also first, and now he's gone to do his master's there. But it's just lovely seeing you all. And my kids are all well. Fortunately, my son in Israel lives in an area where there's been no trouble. So we haven't had to worry about that. But he's done particularly well. Those of you who are in medicine may be interested. He's part of a company where they developed a visor for back surgery so that the surgeon doesn't have to look at a screen, but can actually see the whole spine through this visor. And he's the chief technological officer there. And we're both well, thank goodness. I'm already going on for 83, and Jeffy's 88, but we both, touch wood, fine at the moment. And Cecil, I didn't know you had left the country, but nice seeing you, because I won't bump you any longer, unless when we come to London, I'll look you up.
Yeah, it'll be great to see you, Barbara, in London.
Yeah, I remember you all really so well, because I think you were my first year there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you have ever bought my book. I actually wrote the history of Victory Park. And it was published as a lovely coffee table book. But unfortunately, they only did 200 copies, and I believe it sold out.
You do a reprint.
Who's got it?
No, you'll have to do a reprint and circulate it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's an outstanding piece of work. Outstanding.
Covers the school from the beginning. It's marked 63 to 2000 when I left the school.
Yeah.
But the school actually, the high school actually started in 64. So it's an anniversary this year. It's the 60th anniversary of the school. And I'm happy to tell you it will be our 60th wedding anniversary as well.
Oh, wow. Mazel tov, that's amazing. It's lovely.
So, and the school is very much still in my heart. All my grandkids, South African, have been through the school. It's not exactly the same as when we were all there. Of course, things change, but it's still a wonderful school. And I'm sorry that they didn't show you much of the actual complex, because it's also very, very much bigger than it was. The prefabs, which you may remember,
There's no prefabs anymore. It's all new blocks of classrooms.
There's drama, there's music, things that weren't there when you were there.
Dancing.
Yeah, dancing. It's a very lovely school, and the kids are very happy there. And interestingly, this year they've even got a Muslim kid there with her whole regalia and everything, and she's fitted in well, and the kids have accepted her. And it's just a lovely school.
Barbara, Melissa's teaching my little nephew at Waverley.
Yes, you told us, yeah.
Yes, my daughter she hated school. I think mainly because we were there. In the end, became a teacher herself.
He was very excited to tell me that Melissa's his teacher.
Is he happy?
Oh, love. My brother says if Melissa hugs him, you can see his whole little body melt. Little 5-year-old. Yeah, so cute. Let's hear what Mark has to say.
Oh, where's Mark? Yeah.
So, hi everyone. Hard to find the words, but extraordinary to see you all, and really great to hear from Jeffrey and Barbara. I live in London. I've been in Britain for many, many years. I came here when I was 20. I worked at various universities in Britain, mainly around London and the Southeast, Leicester University in particular. Now I'm actually working at the Tavistock Clinic in North London, which specializes in psychoanalysis, a place where I studied, and it's really kind of very connected with my interests, so it's really good to be working there. I met my wife there, and we live in South London. We have 2 kids. Josh is 28 and Tanya's 26. Josh is in London and Tanya in Manchester. In terms of friends who I've been in touch with, I've kept in touch with Simon quite a lot, which has been really nice. Very special. Had a brilliant reunion in Johannesburg about 10 years ago, hosted by Melinda. Quite a lot of people in the room were there, which was really very nice. And then a reunion in San Diego about 7 years ago, which was hosted by Joff. Also quite a few people here were there. I've certainly seen Dan Price and David Mache and a few others in London. And that's about it from me. But really great to see you all.
Thank you, Mark. Let's hear from Dan Price.
Hi, everyone. It really is wonderful to see these faces. Brings back so many memories. And I'm in touch with a few of you. I wish to be in touch with more of you. I'm an architect. I live in Tel Aviv. Married. We have 1 daughter who has 2 absolutely gorgeous children, 2 and 1-year-old. I have a practice in Tel Aviv. I'm also a professor at the Technion. So Barbara and Jeff, if your kids need any help there, I'm there. And I'd love to see any of you who come to Israel. We try to get together with those who live in Israel I don't know whether Michelle is here and Paul Berman and Bev, who live here, and we're trying to get together with anybody who comes to visit. It's really wonderful, wonderful to see these faces.
Then I got such a fright when I saw you had to log off in 1 minute. I'm like,
Unfortunately, I apologize. I got the times wrong. I logged on late and I'm going to log off early. I'm sorry.
has Max moved to Israel?
No, Max lives in Johannesburg.
Oh, good. One of the Price brothers are still here.
One brother lives in Seattle. It's Lawrence lives in Seattle. Colin lives here in Tel Aviv. I live in Tel Aviv. I've been here since 1977. And Max, some of you know, those who remained in South Africa, lives in Johannesburg now.
Amazing. Thank you, Dan. Gary Lewis, how are you doing today?
Yes, hello everybody. It's lovely to be
A bit
here.
of an early start.
They're very early and it's 5 o'clock, but I'm enjoying it thoroughly and I'm really glad I got up for this. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Well, you guys don't know about me that it wasn't easy for me because I was born at a very early age, and me and my best friend, we went to different schools together. So you have to excuse me, you know, right from the get-go, it was always going to be challenging. Another thing you may not know, and I hope I've got it right, that myself and Janet Love, we were the first in our grade to get to the deep end in Mrs. Carroll's swimming class. So I hope I've got that right, and that you're not that someone says I've got my facts wrong. But I think that is what happened. Anyway, of course, I went through primary school with everybody. I went to high school, but the final year I had to go to Damlin because, as Mr. Creel explained to me in the final year, he said, Gary, to pass, you are going to have to do some work. And that was a complete new concept for me. So I had to buckle down. In my final year of school, I finally did some work. And thank goodness I got through school. And then I go to the army and I go to Bloemfontein in Tempe. And I was a bit of a grensvechter back then. And did the parabats. And then I went to Kimberley and I did 11th Commando. And in 1985, I married a lovely lady. She was very lucky to catch me. I must say, it was not easy. You know, she till this day, she is very grateful that she met me and that she was able to steal me from all the beautiful girls back in beautiful Johannesburg. But anyway, so that was in 1985. And of course, I've been married for now about 100 years. Well, it feels like 100 years, but it's a little bit less. But anyway, I went on to have two lovely girls, and my Yael, they both live in Israel, in Tel Aviv, and Yael is pregnant right now, expecting in April, and my got engaged this year as well. She'll be getting married soon, and I said they're married, and hopefully my business career is coming to an end. And please God, I can join the kids and be with them a lot, as I aim is, and hopefully to be in Israel with the kids in the near future. And that, in a nutshell, is my life. Oh my God, how did my life went so quickly? Anyway, that's it. And I would say there are a few here that I do see I am friendly with. And as Vivian said, we chat all the time. It's a wonderful blessing with this technology that one can have these friendships. It's really just amazing. Anyway, that's my lot, and I will pass it now on to somebody else. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Gary. Arlene, hello.
Hi, hello everybody. I must say I found this really, really emotional, seeing everybody and feeling like a whole lifetime has passed. But I remember every single detail from school as if it was yesterday. It's just a weird thing to explain. I have been in touch with some of you, fortunately because of Facebook. And that brings me to something I want to mention. My father just recently in May passed away at the age of 100. Linton will verify the fact that he was a fit, strong, healthy man up until 97. He was still doing Pilates. And when COVID came and he was literally in solitary confinement with the carer in his own house, and I couldn't go there and nobody could go there, he dedicated his life to Facebook and keeping in touch with family around the world, including when he actually died, he could tell you every single detail about Trump. So that's one accolade. I was very blessed to have my father such a long time. My life, I got married early and divorced early. That was like I was still a child. And then second time around, I got married, I was 40. And just prior to that, I had fostered a black child whose name is David. And he is still with me. He's now 34, works in fiber optics, and he is the most gentle, wonderful soul who has fulfilled my life in every way. He still stays with us here in a cottage. I went into the business of hairdressing. I grew up in it with my mother, and I had a very successful career all my life up until 2019, where I slipped a disc and I couldn't stand anymore. So I went into full-time working with my husband in his business, which is a construction company, and I run the finances. Isn't that clever?
Yes.
Anyway, we live in Sydenham in a house. We've been here since 1996. And yes, we've got the walls and we've got the fences and the alarms and the cameras and the people who patrol the streets. So we feel relatively safe. We've had a couple of incidents, as everybody who lives here has. And we kind of like don't let it get us down. We just get on with our life and stay safe. I must say that I always thought to myself that maybe I should have immigrated, but the opportunity never came. Both my brothers did. My brother Lance, who's a dentist, lives in London now. He went 2 years ago with his 3 kids to give them a better opportunity. And my other brother, Russell, who's also a hairdresser, went to America 30 years ago, and his sons were born there, of which one is a hairdresser. So we've got 5 generations of hairdressers in my family. Other than that, my hobbies are painting. I have posted some of my art on Facebook. I don't know if anyone saw it. And I am addicted to Pilates. That keeps my mind sane and keeps my body healthy. And I'm feeling like I did when I was 20. So what else can I wish for? So nice to see you all. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Hello, Michael Mofson. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. Can you hear me?
Haven't seen you since May.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, listen, this is very special.
I told Adrian on Friday that I'm going to be seeing you. So he said he was happy that you're coming on the Zoom and that you must enjoy. He loved his.
Listen, firstly, I want to thank you. And I want to thank everybody. This is very, very special. Just a quick summary. I live in New York City. I've been here 39 years. I have a daughter of 32. She's left the city, even though my daughter was a city girl. She lives in the suburbs. And I have a son of 26 who actually just moved to Israel. My entire family actually still live in South Africa. I'm the only one that ventured out. I go to South Africa actually pretty often. I try to go several times a year to see my family. My mom actually just turned 90, and we had a very big party in Cape Town. And the family's growing. We were 49 people at her birthday. Unfortunately, I haven't had as much success in seeing people from South Africa. I don't know, maybe Myra and myself, I think maybe the only 2 people that are living in New York City. But Derek's been a good one. I see Derek. I see Cecil. Gary, I'll speak to from time to time. But other than that, Linton. I see Linton actually when I go to South Africa. So for me, this is probably more special than many of you. I do want to say something. I mean, there's so much I want to say. I've been actually writing down some notes, but I do want to say something about King David. King David was a very special school, and I think like most of us have very warm memories. I want to thank the Wolves because they obviously were key to essentially start keeping the school going, setting the school going, and giving us the experience that we had. And I very much wanted to try and find for my kids a school like King David. And I actually was very lucky. I found a school, there's a school in Manhattan that my kids attended to. It's probably a little more religious, but still a very similar spirit to what we had. And I think all the joy, all the privileges, whatever I got, I was fortunate enough for my kids to pick up. My kids, we as a family would go every year to South Africa, and I tried very much to show my kids where I grew up, but I did. And unfortunately, we couldn't get into Victory Park. Victory Park now is totally fenced off, and there's security, and I couldn't persuade the guy to let us in. But I did get to see Linksfield, and I'm talking to those who've never seen it. I think Linksfield possibly has to be the most beautiful day school in the world. It's, I guess it's like any fancy prep school, sculptures in the gardens and landscaped, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it's a tribute. I guess it's a tribute to the Wolves. It's a tribute to all of you who've stayed behind. Cecil, who played, he's playing on the phone, but you know, the understated Cecil Wolfson played a very key role in establishing the school and making what it is. And actually, there was, I don't know if anybody saw, I assume people saw, there was this video that circulated with the kids singing. It was, you know, somewhat of a response to what's been happening in South Africa with Israel. It was very special. It was actually quite emotional. I love
You
the idea
haven't
of
seen it. Would you like me to find it and play it quickly? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I think that it was exceptional. I mean,
Okay,
I don't
you
know if
carry on
anybody else-
chatting. Talk slowly so I can find it.
Okay. I love the idea of having a class that we as a group could endow. I don't know if it was a class or a student. I think it's a beautiful idea. We just don't have, you know, I don't know, maybe we've got to rely more on Myra. She's an organized person. We should have more reunions. We had one about 4 years. Myra referred to it about 3 years ago. I've been to 2 reunions, and both the reunions, there was nobody new. It was basically the 3 people that live in Manhattan. There's Barry Stein, who I don't think went to King David, and Robert LaBelle, and myself. And then Myra came. That's it, guys. That's it. We have nobody else here. So, in the same way that you extended welcomes, I'd love to see somebody here. If you've got kids here, tell them to call me. But just a wonderful opportunity to reconnect. So I guess I thank everybody. That's it.
Thank you. Who would like to speak next? Jonathan, you maybe? Thanks,
Yes,
Michael.
I can. I
Thanks,
can do
Jonathan. How's it?
Hi. This is it's whatever 5:30 in the morning, and I'm very emotional. It's really crazy to see all these faces that are so familiar and from so long ago. I personally am unbelievably grateful to King David and to what it gave me and my 3 brothers who have all kind of survived. I'm living in San Diego. I'm a veterinarian. My son just graduated as a veterinarian, so we're 2nd generation now. He's 27, lives 20 minutes away and works with me. I have a daughter who is 30 and engaged and getting married in May. Both of them live within 20 minutes of me. I'm married for 38 years to a Pretoria girl, and we're still going strong. I've been really fortunate to see a couple of people over the years in different places. And after this, I'd really love to see more of it. San Diego is always a welcoming place for anybody who's here. Get a hold of any one of us and we will make at least a group of 6. And it's happened quite a few times over the year. And that's about it from me.
Okay, thank you. I found that video, so let's have a quick peek. I did find the video.
Miss out.
I'm sorry, that was a terrible one. I don't know where I found that one from. Sorry, but that was kind of the idea. It was amazing. I'll post it on the group later. Sorry. Who needs to speak before they have to, like, I don't want to miss anybody. So who needs to go next? Hi, Jenny. Wait, you're muted. Okay, there we go.
Thanks.
There
I'm
we go.
so overwhelmed by today's Zoom. Honestly, my primary school days were wonderful. And I've just got to thank everybody for making it so special. Honestly, they were terrific. I married the head boy, which when we were in standard 4, I married standard 5's head boy, Alan Goldman. Where is he? Come say hello. Come. He's going to come say hello to you.
Hi, everybody. I got to be the lucky one.
No, I did. We've
So
been in
sweet.
London 43 years. We've been married nearly 45 years. We have 2 beautiful daughters, both married, and 4 very special grandchildren. And I'm a full-time granny now. So that's lovely. I remember Mrs. Jarvis telling me to pull up my socks in standard 1. So I did. I pulled them all the way up. And just another interesting thing, Dina and Joan Bomhoff and Pierre Lotzov and I are all born on the same day. And we were all in the same class, which is quite something as well, to have 4 people in the same class. And it's just lovely to see everybody. Thank you for arranging this.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jenny, where do you stay?
London.
In London. Lovely,
Yes.
lovely.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say quickly, Jenny, that I worked with Alan's mom for many years. Fanny.
That's right, Fanny. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So is she still alive, Ellen?
She's still alive. She's at Elfin Lodge in Joburg, and we saw her in November.
Please send her
I'm
my
down the
love.
road from Elfin.
Thank you.
Sorry to jump in there. I just had
No,
to.
not at all. And my mom's at Beit Protea, and so is Beverly's mother. And last year I bumped into Eleanor and Beverly at Beit Protea in Herzliya, which was lovely.
I'm down the road from Elfin, so if you ever need anything, I'm right here.
Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you.
Sure.
Thank you. Thanks.
Pleasure.
And just
Shoshana,
one
do you?
quick thing, sorry, just Moffy. Moffy was my neighbor. It's so nice to see him. I remember him and all his family. Oh, it's lovely. Please send my love to your mom.
I'm sorry, we were at Beit Protea in August. We went to, my mum's friend was Marcia Fisher. I wish I'd known your mum was there.
Oh, it's a shame. Anyway, thanks, Gila. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Shoshana, do you want to say hi?
Sure. Hi, everybody from Israel. I've been in Israel for 3 years. I live in Arad. Got married in 1980 to a very nice man. Unfortunately, he was murdered 23 years ago. We were married for 21. I have 2 children and 5 grandchildren, which are my life, my joy, my my everything. Four girls and one boy, and one very, very spoiled boy. I left South Africa during COVID, came to Israel, and I have been exceptionally happy, except for the language barriers. But you don't let that worry you, you just carry on with your life. It's been great seeing everybody again, and I wish we could see more of each other. It would really be good to correspond more.
You're right. Well, the WhatsApp chat's going to keep going, so you can carry on chatting.
I'm on the WhatsApp group.
Derek, how are you?
Hi, very well, thank you. How are you?
Where you staying? Where you at?
I live in San Diego, California. I've been here since 1990, I think. I have a beautiful wife that I've been married to for 40 odd years. We dated for multiple years before that. I have two lovely girls who, the way things are in America, they all go away to school, and so they were away for a number of years, and we were empty nesters but now they have returned to San Diego. So it's lovely. We have our family back together again. The older one is married. The younger one is not at this point in time. And I am a dentist here in San Diego. I have been lucky enough over the years to meet up with a number of our classmates. Not as many as I'd like to, but certainly has been good. If anybody does come to San Diego, as Jonathan said earlier, they'd be very welcome here. We have a small group of ex-Kdvidians here that would be very happy to look after them. What else can I say?
You know Yael Tradonsky? She was class of 74 at Linksfield. She's now is.
Yes, know the names. There's quite a big South African Jewish population here in San Diego. And we have had the late other Mr. Wolf came here to San Diego, and we had quite a number of us who got together for that. What else can I say that's of interest? I see faces here on this Zoom call, which brings back incredible memories of past years. Growing up in South Africa was a privilege. We do not realize how lucky we were, how the Jewish community was, especially the Kdvp Jewish community. In San Diego, we have a lot of Jewish people here, but the strength of the Kdvp community is something which I think is very difficult to reproduce anywhere else in the world. I have certainly a lot of respect for the Kdvp system, and I know that a lot of us have the most incredible memories of those days, and hopefully we will get to see each other on a more personal basis rather than this Zoom call, which is good but not as great as it could be if we were all together. Hopefully that'll happen soon. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. Hello, Colin.
Agila, how's everybody?
Well, and you, Colin, weren't you Cecil's neighbor or something you were saying to me?
Cecil's neighbor?
Yeah, no. No, that was Simon. I apologize.
My wife is Cecil's cousin. We're related in our marriage.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for organizing all of this. Much appreciated. You're talking to me from 200 meters from your alma mater. If I stand on my cat's box and I look out past the trees of the outhouse, there's Kdvp Victory Park. So I haven't moved very far. I've been married for 37 odd years. We had 2 boys, both of whom went through the King David system, both of whom are still in South Africa. My son lives in Sandton with his girlfriend. My youngest, who's 6'7" and weighs who knows what, is a giant. Don't know where that comes from. He's just moved off to Cape Town. He's at UCT doing a postgrad degree. So we're very privileged in that. The Wolves, Salvete Lupai. I've got both of you to thank for a number of things. Barbara, for one, for tolerating me in Latin class, where I'd get like 80, 90% for translation and 22 for grammar. Sorry, I don't enjoy the grammar. I love the translation, and it took me a long way with love of language. It stood me in very good stead in the English world. Jeffrey, for being very brilliant during my continuous war and getting a modus vivendi between us, between Mike Rubinovic and myself. I lived 100 meters. I used to live 100 meters from the school. I used to enjoy my breakfast and reading the Rand Daily Mail. I didn't want to come to prayers. So I used to come to school at 8:30. And Mike Rubinovic had a vendetta. He'd always try and catch me. And sometimes it was left to Jeffrey to discipline me. And he was very kind, and I got away with it many times. So thank you for that. It was much appreciated. Later on in life, my son also decided to rebel somewhat at the school. The school is much more understanding these days, and he and his cohort, who were allowed to do self-taught physics, maths during that period of prayers. So there was some good understanding there. Thanks for organizing everything, Gita. You mentioned that we lost some. I think we lost 14 or 15, including my 2 very good friends, Dave Kingsbury and Stephen DeVos. Very sad losses in both cases. We were very close friends. So yeah, it would be appreciated if a memorial thing comes up, but so be it. It'll be a good thing. That's about it. Nothing much else to tell. We are here and alive in SA. We're dealing with the exigencies of this place. But you Americans have got President Trump coming up, so good luck for that. Thank you. Next one.
Thanks, Colin. Appreciate you chatting. Adana, how are you?
Hello. I'm not sure if you can or can't hear me because my phone's not showing well.
We can hear you clearly.
That's fine. I married King David Linksfield guy in 1974. We had 2 children, one living in Israel with 3 children, and the other is in South Africa with 3 children who are all at King David Linksfield. I see a few folk around. We all have busy lives. Eleanor stayed with me a little while when she was in South Africa. Colin Levine was incredible. He and his wife, in our darkest days when we lost a grandchild. We had a 7th grandchild, but Colin was incredible. I see Arlene Nepi, we saw in just pre-COVID. I used to take her for lunch once a month, but she went into Sandringham and I can't contact her. I've tried repeatedly. Who else? What else? You know, everyone's around and we get on with life. We're all old ladies and old men. And Jonathan Lax is my cousin. And Joan Baumhoff Carlton was my first friend at school. And we still speak and we WhatsApp, and Kevin Hadassin and I speak to each other every single day. He's in Israel. And that's our story. Next.
Thanks, Adana. Hello, Linton.
Hi, Gila. Thank you very much for organizing this. I must say, I'm sitting here extremely emotional. First, my first feeling is gratitude. Gratitude to everybody who's on this meeting and those that aren't on the meeting, because your formative years are formed by the people around you who have a tremendous impact on you one way or the other. And I have such sort of positive memories and beautiful memories of people that we were at school with, and we were like a family. We might have competed, but at the end of the day, we really all stuck together. And I have such beautiful, precious memories and positive memories of everybody. So I want to thank you for the memories that you created and for the part that you played in my development. And, you know, I have to say, and I've never really said it directly in a huge public environment, but the thanks to the Wolfs, to Mr. and Mrs. Wolf, for the part that they played in mentoring me and in my development and, you know, just guiding me along. And I have to say that it's a strange thing, but Latin, I wasn't really good at maths initially, but Latin really helped me with my maths. So that might be, but Mr. and Mrs. Wolf were been amazing to me, and I'm very privileged to have maintained contact with them. I really want to thank them for the part that they've played in my life and in our lives. I think what the King David system gave me was to be an incredibly proud Jew, irrespective of what was going on. And it was really a privilege to be there, really a privilege to be, I think, at Victory Park, which was a smaller school and less materialistic and with all the right values at the time. You know, fast forward, because of the school, I managed to get into my career. The army put me in radiology. I really wanted to initially be a gynae or an orthopod. I don't know why. I love delivering babies, but it was a real brocha to be put into radiology. And you know, it was an amazing thing. Fast forward a little bit, I think I was too much of a goody-goody at school, so I made up for a bit after I qualified as a radiologist. And then losing both my parents within a year of each other was a huge correction for me and a blow. And you know, I took a leap of faith and became from which I had no intention of ever being. And that was a huge blessing because I met my wife. I have now two beautiful sons that I'm very proud of, 19 and 17. My oldest son is studying business science in Cape Town. The younger one is in matric. And I'm very grateful. I mean, I got married at 46. I must be the oldest person to have got married in King David, in the history of King David. But it was really worthwhile. So life, you know, is a blessing. I have to say one thing that I have, out of all the beautiful relationships that I have of the people at King David with, I've been friendly with Derek Lichter from the first day of school. When I was crying, I didn't want to be at school. I was younger and very immature. And Derek said to my mother, "Don't worry, he'll look after me." And he's been looking after me for 62 years. And Colin Fisher, I've known also for 62 years. And he lived next door, my future wife's, and still lives there next door, my parents-in-law. So I have that history of relationship with people. And it just like, I just don't know how to thank you all for the, you know, the contributions and the intermittent contact, which is so precious when you bump people and you have that connection. You know, if you have a head injury, the first thing you lose is your recent memory, but you don't ever forget the past. So I will never forget, you know, the contributions that all of you made to my lives. And I'm very grateful to you and very grateful to Hashem for putting me with you and in the place where I am today. Thank you very much. And thanks, Gila, for organizing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for taking your time to come on. Hello, Adasa.
Hi. Okay. Yeah, I'm not on mute.
No, I can hear you.
Okay. No, I'm all right. Let me just hang on. I'm just looking here. Okay. I'm in Israel. We are very fortunate because we've had a lot of people visit us. Vivian, Josie, Eleanor, Melinda, Hillary, David Meshe. We missed Jonathan Lax because we had something made up and I think Jonathan got COVID. So that unfortunately didn't happen. And really thank you to Derek Dan, because he's the one that organizes these meetings. So I've been living in Israel for nearly 40 years. No, yeah, in fact, 40 years. I married an Israeli, but we decided we wanted to have children in Israel. I have 3 wonderful grandchildren who live very close by, so I'm very blessed. Career-wise, I always loved animals, and I remembered actually Jonathan and I always enjoying biology. And I studied zoology, I studied psychology, and then I went into computers for a while, and I came to Israel and I became involved with the education in Israel, the education system, rights of parents, rights of children. So for many, many years, I've been active in being what they call a parent's advocate or a parent's representative in education committees. I'm an area coordinator. I did a master's in conflict resolution and management, very useful in Israel. No, but the theory's much, much better than the practice. We try and use mediation also in the school system some of the time. Just going back, I think we were all so fortunate to have King David, and I look back with such joy at the time. I agree with Josie, at the time we never thought it was so great, but in retrospect, it really was. We bumped into Linton. I think I was accompanying one of my parents at the clinic. I see Simon quite often. In fact, on Wednesday night, I'm coming to Johannesburg for a week. My sister's having an op, so I'm going to be there, but I don't know how available I'm going to be, but I'd be happy to see anybody. I'm going to be in Waverley, Johannesburg, so maybe we can get something, do a small get together. I'm not sure what else I can tell you guys. Israel's a very interesting place to live in, and I'm hearing Gary also was in Israel. I might have missed people as I'm talking, but when you guys come to Israel, contact me, contact Derek, and we'll get together, because it seems that just everybody comes to Israel at some point in time.
Hadassah, let me know when you can. We'll see what we can do as well to get people together for you.
Wednesday night. This Wednesday night, I'm going to be there, and I leave. Well, I arrive on a Thursday this Thursday morning, and I leave the following week on the Thursday night. So it's sort of.
So let us know if you've got a little time available.
Okay, I'll send you a mail.
I appreciate that.
Huh?
I would appreciate that.
Okay, great.
Good. Good.
And I think it was a real privilege to be at school with all of you. And it's still so exciting to see everybody's faces and to hear about everyone. And we've got so many memories. Mafia, I just suddenly remembered with Cecil and Melinda, we had that group we used to do maths homework together. Do you remember that? So as I'm sitting here, suddenly all these memories are coming back.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think I'd be delighted to see any one of you. And Gila, keep up the good work. I think it's important that we stay together somehow, because I think it's all important to us, no matter where we are and where we've gone. It's like you all our first, we first friends. I mean, we grew up with each other. So.
Barbara, what was that guy said something about you don't go through King David goes through you. What was the saying? Wait, you're still muted. I can't get you to unmute. Okay. There we go.
You don't pass through King David. King David passes through you.
Yeah, there we go.
Or you can take the person out of King David, but You can't
I'll
take
take-
King David out
Yeah,
of the picture.
yeah.
Something.
Hello,
on-
Melinda
on the
Silverman.
cover of my book.
Yes, that's where I saw it. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you
Yeah, so
hailing us
thank you.
from?
I'm in Johannesburg. Have been here all along the way. Thanks to you, Gila, for putting it together. It's so wonderful to see everyone. Yeah, and thanks especially to Derek and Colin, who somehow other Derek in Israel, Colin in Victory Park, who managed to, when anyone is visiting Joburg, always manage to kind of get us together in some form or another. So Derek and Colin are really central to keeping us together. I have fond memories. I remember doing very wild things with Jonathan and Derek. I remember often being summoned into Mr. Wolf's office for doing wild things, but having, yeah, kind of notwithstanding a sort of wild youth, managed to settle down, got married. I have twin daughters. I have spent most of my life practicing as an architect and teaching architecture. And yeah, on the occasions when I've been in Israel and Derek has organized a dinner of old King Davidians, it's been really wonderful to see all of you. When Derek has set up the odd Zoom for small bunches of us, it's been absolutely wonderful to keep in contact. So yes, thank you to all of those of you who keep the fires burning in some way or another. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Jennifer, do you want to say hello? Just hold on.
Yes, I
Simon,
would.
are you still
Yeah,
here?
yeah. I'd love to say hello. I would love to say hello.
I wonder if Simon's still available. I'd love him to say hi after you. Hi, Jennifer.
Okay. Hi, thank you first, Gilla. Thank you so very, very much. I had been so excited from the day that I heard we were doing this. In fact, didn't have to get up at 4 o'clock this morning, but I was up just to make sure I didn't miss the Zoom. And it was 7 o'clock here in Florida. Well, I have wonderful, wonderful memories of King David. First of all, everybody was exceptionally kind and gracious. I joined King David in Form 1 coming from Virginia, the Orange Free State. So it was a bit of a challenge. I had to catch up with Hebrew. I loved my Latin class with Mr. Wolf, just loved everything. And made a lot of friends and have kept in touch sort of over the years, you know, forgetting some and not forgetting people, but losing contact and reconnecting. Orly, I don't know if Orly's here today, Orly Klinger, Myron, Dina Baumhoff, Joan Baumhoff Colton, Colin Fisher was wonderful in helping me when I came to America, getting on when Facebook became available. I'm not very tech, so yeah, I just have to, and I can thank Mr. and Mrs. Wolf for everything. I remember Mr. Rabinovitz, lots of teachers. I wasn't too good at home economics. I liked the cooking, did not like the sewing. In fact, Orly and I often laugh about it. I've seen Orly in that she was actually living in my back, literally living in Boca, and I was living in Delray and didn't know it. And we bumped into each other and have maintained the friendship. She's in Arizona now. What else can I say? I came to America in 79 as a registered nurse and midwife. I worked at Boca Regional. I met my first husband. We went back to South Africa to get married. We were married for 26 years. I have two gorgeous children, very biased mom. Wendy's 38 and a licensed social worker, lives in Richmond, Virginia. Scott is a businessman and lives in Orlando, is 35. Unfortunately, after 26 years of being married, my husband decided he wanted to be single, and my career had changed. I was still a nurse, but in the early 90s, I was asked by an area oncologist to help him with a young mother and her baby. The mom had cancer, and I went privately to help and work with them. And when she went to hospice, I kind of followed her and worked as a hospice nurse for 21 years. And quite a blessing coming full circle from a midwife to being a hospice nurse. And I think it took a toll on my marriage. My husband just couldn't deal with it, in that wherever we went, families would know me, Boca, Delray, Boynton. And so we ended our marriage. I realized there was no point keeping him if he didn't want to be in the marriage. It's not fair to stifle life. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And I was single for quite a while. And then my hospice volunteers and friends said, you need to meet somebody. So all people that's not computer literate, or I learned it for work, they put me on JDate, and I landed up meeting my now husband and inheriting 3 boys. So I'm mom to 5. We also, I can't forget Jackson, our Bichon Poodle mix. I live in Delray. I'm very happy. We were just celebrated 9 years of marriage. I've seen Philip, which was wonderful. I finally convinced him he needed to come and visit hot Florida. And I'll say to everybody, please, if you come to Florida, I'm in Delray Beach, look me up. Everybody's welcome. My favorite night of the week is still Shabbat dinners. Always have friends or family over. I have family in California, so I need to look up the guys in San Diego. I didn't even realize it. My family. I was just in Malibu actually with my 91-year-old mom. So I am retired now because unfortunately in 2016, some kind of a bug hit my system, and I'm here to tell the tale is all I can say, is because 3 times in ICU on ventilators and whatever not, I'm bounced back and full of life and love being grandma to 4-year-old Caden. And I cannot thank you enough. It's been a very emotional day. I don't mean to cry, but to see my friends, Shoshana, Josie, Myra, I mean, just everybody. And wonderful, wonderful memories of King David. I will never forget, too, how everybody was so kind to me. We had just moved to Joburg, started King David, and in August of that same year, my beloved father passed away very suddenly. And Joan and Dina came to the house and walked me to school, so that, when we went back to school, and said, don't worry, Jenny, it will be okay. So thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Love you all, and don't forget to contact me, please.
I just
so
want
much.
to just
Sorry, speak.
Can I say something? That they're
Sure.
not on Zoom, but in fact, I am in touch with Joan Baumhoff Carlton,
Yes.
and I'm in touch with Judy Hodes now, Judy Singer. So, and I want to say Josie, I think I've known since 0. Josie was my first friend.
Yeah. So nice to see everybody. Oh my God. Brings back wonderful memories. Just wonderful memories.
Amazing. I'm so glad you woke up early. Thank you. Simon Levy, I saw you pop your on. You were seen. Do you want to unmute so you can say hello? Here we go.
Hello.
Simon,
Can you
turn your
can you
camera
hear me?
on. Yes. Hello, Simon. Oh, you've muted again. You muted.
Simon's having a lot of difficulty.
Are we better there? Did I undo
Can
it?
hear you and see you.
Oh, it's working. Thank you.
Yes.
As my handle says on the WhatsApp, I'm a serious technosaurus, and I'm looking to obtain some help in upgrading myself to getting into the modern age. And it's been a chronic relapsing problem, and I would just wish that I was really up to speed with, touch technology and being able to do these modern wonderful things. It's overwhelming to see you all, and to see Mr. Wolf and Barbara, and to recognize and to tell you that I think it was one of the greatest privileges that we could ever want to ever have, to be schooled at King David, and particularly at Victory Park, Linksfield as well, of course. But the King David schooling system is something absolutely unique and absolutely beautiful. And I think those of us who've had the privilege to travel around the world and to come into contact with people from other schools will realize that there is something absolutely special and unique that we actually got at the King David schools that is really hard to duplicate, if not impossible. And for those insights and privileges, I'm eternally grateful. Particularly, I think that one of the great highlights was to go on Ulpan. And we were on Ulpan in stable care, and I can remember distinctly meeting David Ben-Gurion after a short trek across the parts of the desert there with carrying little guns. I think they were, we were on Gadna, whatever guns which were given to us on Gadna. We all marched across and we all sat down and we sat on the grass, the desher just waiting, and then his guard came out and gave him a fold-out chair. And he said, here are some people for you to talk to in Hebrew. And he asked, Yom Rishon or Yom Sheni? But he did say to us all, he said to us, you must all come to Israel. And I wish that I'd had that privilege to be able to go to Israel, to make Aliyah, to be able to join in the modern miracle of Israel. I really feel that those who've managed to do so have been truly blessed. And, all I say is kol hakavod to you all.
Simon, thank you so much. Michelle, here we go. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, guys. How are you? I hope I'm not on mute.
No, I can hear and see you.
Great. Okay. Sorry I came in late. I just got back from work, and I'm not going to be in long because my dad has a 97th birthday today. And
Mazel tov.
Thank you. And my sister has come from Atlanta for just a week, so we're celebrating this evening with a nice old-fashioned braai. So, but I'm here still. I'm still got a bit of time, and I'm very frustrated. I'm also a little bit technophobic, and I want to see everybody's picture, and I can't.
You're on a phone. Swipe to the side.
Which side?
I think you're supposed to swipe to one of the sides, up or down or something. Now you're muted. Oi, I must stop giving advice about a phone because I've never used it on a phone. Let me unmute them. Okay. Oh God, unmute. Michael, don't laugh. Oh goodness, unmute.
I'm unmuted.
Oh, there we go. Now you can talk again.
Eleanor. No, so wow, it's just so great to see you all. Where's Dreckles? Oh my God. Anyway, guys, this is just so moving to see everybody in one place from all over the world. Really, really. As you all know, I'm in Israel. I work after high tech and special ed. I'm back in a hospital, working with kids that are in almost a vegetative state, but we do nice work with them. And it's just so great, Jennifer. It's so great to see you. I wish there weren't names there. I bet you I wouldn't have missed anyone. Anyway, it's great being here. I'll be here with you for another few minutes listening to you guys. And then I'll go and celebrate with my dad.
Thank
Arlene, I have so many warm memories of motorbikes and you and I. It was a long time ago. Jesus, we're old. Sorry, I didn't mean to. No offense to anybody. Sorry, I'm old. Sorry, I meant I'm old.
Shay, take your one foot out, put the other one in. Who has not spoken? I think everybody's had a chance.
No, Adele hasn't.
Adele, I'm so sorry. Unmute. Where is Adele?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and Daniel Meta.
having problems.
Perfect.
Um,
Oh, you were muted. You're now muted. There we go. Hi.
Am I here?
I can hear you. You can talk.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. It's so wonderful to see you all. I have had a career in teaching. I seem to have spent most of my life at King David School, primary school, high school, at Victory Park, and then I taught for 20 years full-time at King David Santon, where we started in prefabs. And now you would not believe the state-of-the-art building at King David Santon. In fact, I think it's probably better than Victory Park and Linksfield. I now do locums at King David Santon. I left teaching in 2015, the end of 2015, due to some health issues, and returned once I turned 65, where I was able to do locums, and that's where I've been. I'm at present doing a locum at King David Santon, 9 grade R's, but I moved from grade R to grade 1. I get phone calls at 7 o'clock in the morning. Can I help? And I'm back at the school, which I absolutely loved. I have 4 wonderful children, sons and 1 daughter. They all went through the King David system. They were all at King David Victory Park High School. I have 2 grandchildren. The 1 grandchild is now in grade 3 at King David Santon. And funnily enough, last year when I was doing a grade 2 locum, I actually had the privilege of teaching her as well. My other grandson's at the Chabad Nursery School. I'm very, very involved in all their lives, and I do a lot of the lift schemes when I'm not teaching, and I do the homework with my granddaughter. I fetch her now when I'm doing locums for school, so we've got a very special relationship. I also have the privilege of teaching my friends' grandchildren and also my friends' children's children. So it's quite amazing how life has turned out. I'm happily married. My husband and I we're very involved, obviously, with all the children. I try and go to all the simchas all over the world when I can. I've got most of my first cousins actually immigrated. They in Canada, Australia, Israel, Cyprus. So I've met up with people along the way. I actually met up with Marcel Hamishlach and Paul Berman in Canada. Maxine was busy. Yes, and now I'm off to another wedding in Paris soon. So I try and go to all the weddings and try and have lots of, be involved with all the simchas. My one son lives in Israel, in Tel Aviv, and he arrived here on Friday afternoon. So we had a very big Shabbos on Friday night with all the family. I often go see him, but obviously since COVID, I haven't, and it's easier for him to come and see us here. I had the privilege of having Bev Bates and Sharon stay with me for 10 days or so in December, December, and we went away for 2 nights, and I do see her dad, who's also just turned 90, Sandringham Gardens. I think on an odd occasion I also did see Ollie, but I haven't seen her at Sandringham Gardens for a while. And I think that's basically it. It's just great to see everyone, and yeah, all the best. And I think we
we aren't, we might be older in age, but I think we as young as we want to be. So just, that's it. And love to everyone.
Thanks, Adele. Appreciate you coming on. Daniel Mehta, hello.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, hello.
I don't see myself on the screen.
Oh, I can see and hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I don't see myself on the screen anywhere. Am I on your screen?
you are.
Oh, okay. I don't see myself. Hello, everybody. It's been really nice listening to you and seeing you all again for so long. I haven't heard from you for a long time, most of you. And it's been really nice. Me, myself, I left school and I studied conservation. I became a handyman. Then I went into conservation. Then I went up to White River and studied and became a conservationist there. Worked in the Kruger Park for about 20 years. Started a catering business and fed the people in the Kruger Park instead of having to speak to them. And 10 years ago, I moved to Sedgefield, which is where I am now in the Western Cape, just north of Knysna. And that's my story.
Thank you, Daniel. Has anybody else not spoken? Where's Bev gone?
Can anybody else? What?
I'm just checking that everybody's had a turn to speak. And then Bev disappeared. Anyone know if she had to log off?
Beverly had to go and be with her grandchild.
Oh, okay. I'm now going to
but Gila, Daniel forgot to mention that he has a son.
And a grandson. And a grandson.
And
That's very important information. Please tell us a little more. Thanks, Eleanor. Where does your son live?
He lives about a block from me. His mother, who I never married, she lives outside of Sedgefield, so we're all in the Sedgefield area. She was a girlfriend of mine 39 years ago and was for 5 years. And towards the end of the relationship, she fell pregnant with my son. And he married this girl and he's got a grandson. Saul is his name.
Yes. Okay, so everybody's had a turn to speak. So now what I'm going to do, and I know it sounds like it's not going to work, but everybody unmute yourself and then you'll see that you can actually chat and it does work. Okay, so
Daniel,
everybody
it's good to
unmute.
see you.
What you saying, sir? I can't hear properly.
It's good to see you.
Ah, thank you.
Daniel, I'm very
It's going. It's just that the sound's not good.
I'm very happy to see that your eyebrows are still ginger.
Yeah. But it would be great if we could all get together sometime. Remember, we were thinking of getting together in Israel. I would have gone.
Yes.
Yeah,
me too. That is definitely organizable. Just let us know a little bit in advance. And because we managed quite a few.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Eleanor, when are you to
Sorry?
Israel? When are you coming to?
I usually go to Israel June, July, and I go to South Africa December, January, because I spend time with my mother. She's in a retirement home in December, January, and I visit my sons in June, July. So that's usually my plans.
Contact us when you're around.
Okay, I will. I always do. Yeah, Beverly organizes the meetings.
Good.
Right, when I'm there. But it's during school holidays.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. But it's good to see you, Daniel.
Thank you. You too.
Guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and it's really love you and leave you. God, I'm sitting there. so many different memories are coming back to me each time I look at a different face. It's wow, this has to be processed. This is not just an hour Zoom. This has got to be worked through.
Yeah.
I always thought I was a person without memories, but wow, you guys brought it on, boy. So thank you very,
that's
very
for
much.
sure.
Derek's not here, but he sent me a reminder because I don't go onto Facebook so much anymore. Had too many bad experiences there. So I'm very glad that he did get hold of me, even though he gave me the wrong time, 6 o'clock. But he corrected just as I was driving home. So take care, be well, and I really hope you get together in Israel, a reunion. Love you all, guys. Take care.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you
nice
for
to
it.
Happy
I'm
birthday to your dad.
Thank you.
Simon, I'm so pleased you got yourself together.
Yes, I'm struggling here with a couple of props and also some press stick to keep the image stable. But I have to say, it's truly magnificent to see everybody. It's beyond belief that
Simon, we've got a concert down the road. I don't know if you can hear it from your house, but it's very loud from the dam.
Yes, yes, I heard it earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to add something very important I didn't have a chance to say. I've had a very traumatic time the last 2 years, 2.5 years. I've lost my dear father, and I've been up and down to Israel about 5 times. My dad lived to the wonderful ripe old age of 107 months. Bless him.
Wow.
And it has been really a truly difficult time for me, very hard to reposition myself and to come right after it all. And it's a difficult period of recalibration. I just want to say how grateful I am to all the wonderful people in our class who've been over the years, have been so immensely kind to me, particularly Derek Price, Dan, Mark Stan in London, and Melinda, and the various people who over the years have connected with us together. I can remember the first reunion that we tried to put together. I sat with Derek at a street side cafe in Greenside, and we put it all together, and it materialized at Melinda's house sometime later on. And it truly was a great experience, and it's just wonderful. Yeah, it's hard to believe it's 22 years later, 22 years after that initial attempt at a South African reunion. I'm so glad that there've been the little groups that have gotten together, the Israeli contingent, the London contingent, the San Diego contingent, the Australian contingent, and truly, I just hope that we can all manage a get together in Israel sometime soon. That would be
Simon, you forgot the Brazilian contingent.
That's true.
No one will forget you, Eleanor.
You'll forgive me. You'll forgive me.
Eleanor, I use your birthday calendar every single day of my life. And I think of you every day because you gave it to me.
Thank you.
The sun is rising in San Diego. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Josie, you have to let us know what happens at the wedding. Like, God, I hope they have it.
It's 3:30. It's 3:30 a.m. I haven't slept. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably miss the wedding. Thanks. I'm going to say.
How many hours till the wedding?
Oh, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and now it's 3:30 in the morning. But I have to go to sleep. So wonderful to see everybody. You can see I've already taken all my makeup off, so I'm ready to go to sleep.
Sweet dreams, Josie.
Bye, Mazel Tov. Sweet dreams.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I don't know how to leave. leave.
Hadassah, just a short
Just
message to
press
Hadassah. I would love to see you when you get
Bye,
there.
everyone.
I just
Bye,
sent you a WhatsApp.
everybody.
Bye.
Yes,
Everyone,
I'm
Thank you
looking
for a
forward to
lovely,
seeing
lovely.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna also have to go, but I hope to bump into you guys sort of within. I get there Thursday morning. I'm there for a week,
We'll
so
try.
work something out. I'll send Gilla a mail about it. Okay.
We'll
Hadassah,
make a plan like we do, and I look forward to seeing you and chatting.
And we should do this again, you know, in lieu of getting together in person. This was fantastic, and we should do this again in the meantime.
I agree.
Good idea. Good idea, Mom.
Sure.
So I'm saying bye to everyone now. Unfortunately,
You
I have
too.
to go.
Bye,
Love
everybody.
you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see you,
Love
Hadassah.
you all.
Yeah.
Thank
Hadassah,
you.
thanks for
Bye,
coming,
everyone.
guys.
Wonderful to see you guys.
Bye.
Wonderful, wonderful to see you guys.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
everyone. We're going to have lunch.
Okay, bye.
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 Sheila,
Bye
thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Did I
everybody.
have
Nice to see you.
disconnect? So I'm waiting for everyone else.